going to be going in with the Cataphile Moisturizing Lotion. It's for the body and the face for all skin types. It is lightweight, 24-hour hydration, and it contains 6 moisturizers, vitamin E and B5. And the reason why I use a light moisturizer is because my face already is oily. So I don't want it to get too oily throughout the day. So I do use just a light moisturizer to achieve my looks. Again, you want to apply that moisturizer all over your face. And like I was telling you guys earlier, when I did my eyebrow routine, I do conceal the top portion of my brows. But I know that eventually it blends out, so it doesn't really give me that halo effect. And when I add my moisturizer, I try to lightly press where that concealer was to kind of, you know, blend it in with my skin. So my face is all moisturized. After I'm done with the moisturizer, I go in with my primer. I will be using the Maybelline Master Primer. This is for Blur Plus Smooth. And you just want to take a nice amount and put that on your face and just rub it in. Again, just take a small, nice amount and blend that in. Okay. All right, so I have primed my face, I moisturized my face. What I'm going to do next is go in and do some color correction. I used the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Orange Corrector. And what I do is I usually just put this on my face where I see dark spots. I do have some hyperpigmentation going on. I have acne scars. Even at the age of 30. And I try not to put too much on here, but I do try to get the areas where I feel like it's super dark. So as you can see, I got this corrector on. And the way I usually do my corrector is I blend it out with that same brush I use for my brows. Hold on. All right, so I'm going to be using the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush to blend that concealer in. And I just lightly tap on each spot that I applied that concealer to. All right, guys, so after I'm done blending out that corrector, I usually go in with my foundation next. I am using the Al Makiage Woke Up Like This Flawless Base Foundation in the color 230. You do want to give it a good shake. And with that, you want to use a foundation brush. I use a buffer brush. And I don't apply a whole lot. I do just do a little squirt. I think I'm running out. About this much. And I just tap that on my face. I do sections at a time. Just to make sure I'm getting the coverage that I'm desiring. Again, I'm lightly tapping that on my face. It does take me a while to do my makeup because I move slow. I'm not even gonna lie. I do like this foundation. I have been using it for a while now, maybe about a year. I do want to try a different foundation, but I have the MAC foundation and I think I need to give it a try again. It just, in my opinion, my skin gets too oily with the MAC foundation. Okay, so this is how it's currently looking. I'm just tapping that into my skin. Okay, so yeah, this side, foundation. No foundation, just some concealer, foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face like that. Okay, and if y'all hear my dogs in the background, just ignore, okay? We have a Frenchie, we have a micro bully, and we have a pocket bully. So the Frenchie is a girl, then the micro bully is a boy, and the pocket bully, she is a girl. Okay, so as you can see with that color corrector, you're not able to see my dark spots as much as you would have if I didn't use it. And I'm just going through, just tapping, making sure I have the coverage that I'm desiring. Some people say this is a quick routine. I move slow, so I don't say it's a quick routine. So with me, I really try to take my time when I'm doing my makeup because I want it to look as flawless as possible. And for me, I like to look for it to look a little bit more natural and not so much that I have makeup on. So that's why, in my opinion, it takes me a while. And I really don't care. So now that I've applied the foundation to my face, I go in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Chestnut. And I'm going to highlight a few areas. Start my chin to here. Onto my nose. All right, so I applied the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Chestnut, and then I also use my Juvia's Place Concealer under my eyes as well, just a little bit. Once I'm done with that, I do go in with the Real Techniques Beauty Blender. I do wet the Beauty Blender before I blend in my concealer. All right, so I'm going to go in with a damp Beauty Blender and blend out my concealer. I just tap. Okay. And once it's looking how you want it to, you just move forward. That looks good. I do wring out my Beauty Blender. I don't like it too wet, so I do wring it out. But I definitely don't like it dry either. And again, you just tap. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, y'all, so it is starting to turn out how I want it to. Yes. What are your thoughts so far on this look? It is a makeup look. I'm not going to say it's quick because I take my time. For my nose, I just press, press, press. Tap, tap, tap. Ta-da. Okay. And then for my under eye, I do press. And now, I am not a pro at this makeup stuff, y'all. I'm really out here just learning, teaching myself. So that's probably why I don't use the right brushes, but it does, you know, I use what I feel like works for me. So use what you feel like work for you. Everybody, you know, is not the same. And eventually, the more you practice, the better you get. We are not the same. I'm gonna start on the other side. Press, go across. And you just tap, 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 tap. I try to use minimal coverage. I don't try to put too much on because, again, I want it to look as natural as possible. All right, guys, so I believe that I am done blending with the Beauty Blender. What I'm going to do next is go in with my Juvia's Place. What is it called again? Shading stick, I think. Benign. So I have the Juvia's Place shading stick. No, I'm not using the benign one. I use a darker one. Hold on. All right, so I'll be going in with my Juvia's Place shading stick in the color Congo. Now, no judgment, y'all, because I used all of this, but I'm using it every little bit of it. So I'll be going in with the square foundation brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just going to dab it in here. Like, I'm using all of my stuff, okay? And what I usually do is I turn my face and I kind of follow my natural, just like that. Okay. Now I try to get it as even as possible, if not when I blend it. Anything left over from the brush, I just use it too. Like that. And I go back in with the Real Techniques Beauty Blender and I blend out my I'm losing my train of thought area. I just tap. I don't want to drag it, so I just literally tap where it's at. And then I go in upward motion because I do have that concealer that I did conceal. So I am going to just go ahead and try to blend that out as well. Okay. Okay, so far, how do you feel that this look is turning out? Tell me. Leave a comment below. It's hard for me to make videos because my dogs be barking, my kids be in the background, but it's life, right? So, you know, just follow along. We'll be all right. I like that. then again, I just tap in those areas where I've applied the contour. I think it's called contour. What is it? I don't know. Whatever. Contour stick. Yeah, it is contour. And for my forehead, I still tap, and I try to get it around top of my forehead. I do have a nice size forehead. I wouldn't say that it's huge, but it is nice size. Crack myself up. All right, so I blended that in pretty good. That's blended in pretty good. Just making sure I'm just going back over it. Again, you just want to tap that blending brush on those areas to get that melted into your skin. Okay, y'all. So after that, I'm going to go in with my Sasha Buttercup setting powder and set my face. All right, guys. So I'll be going in with the Sasha Buttercup setting powder. I couldn't tell you what was the brand. The color, I guess. I'm going to be using the same beauty blender, and I'm just going to lightly press. And I use a towel because sometimes I get too much on there, so I don't want too much. And I'm going to go back over the spots of where I apply my concealer at. And I'm going to dab that on. Now what I forgot to do was the side of my face when I applied that contour stick on there. Okay, so again, Sasha Buttercup. I dab off the excess with a towel. And when I do on my under eye, I don't really dab off the excess because I want it to set my under eye. Okay, starting to look good. Again, take your time. I do not rush when I'm doing my makeup because shit, I'm a perfectionist at heart. And I'm trying to make it look as natural as possible, so I'm getting those areas. Even with my smile line, I smile and just put a little bit on there. Get rid of those creases, honey child, yes. Okay. Okay, so I hope this works for you guys. It does work for me. This is my everyday makeup routine that I usually do. Do the same thing because I like it and it works for me. So if it doesn't work for you, that's perfectly fine. If it works for you, wonderful. If not, that's okay. do what you do best, boo. I'm going to dab some of that setting powder on the concealer for my nose. And I just like to let that sit for a second or two. Now, the way I contour my nose is I use the Juvia's Place chocolate palette. I use the Juvia's Place chocolate palette to contour my nose. And I use the Juvia's Place chocolate palette because I think it works best for me. I use this color right here, and I get me a shading brush. So I have the Real Technique shading brush. And I just take a little bit of that and dab it right there. And I make a line down my nose lightly. And then I just go up and down. I do this while my setting powder is on because I feel like once I get my setting powder off, some of this also comes off. Okay, and I just do the other side as well. So you take a little bit, I just probably dab it twice lightly, and again, this is how I contour my nose. And you just want to take your time because you got to get it right, sis. Whoever. King, queen. And I hope this video is working out for you guys. I hope it's, I hope you're enjoying it. If you get too much, like eyeshadow on there, just wipe it off and then go back in and keep contouring. It is so windy outside that it makes no sense. Okay. Again, I'm just blending that eyeshadow in. Okay, I think that's cool. Then I go back in because I did let that setting powder sit, and I'm just going to go ahead and wipe off that setting powder. And you don't want to brush too hard, so you just brush it off lightly. Okay, how's it looking? I'm gonna take that same brush that I brushed that concealer off with. I mean the setting powder off, and just go around my nose area. Okay, y'all, how's it looking? You see that? After I'm done with that, I usually go in with my blush. I'm going to be using today, I think I'm going to be using the NYX Professional Makeup Sweet Cheeks Glow. And I have my Real Techniques blush brush. And you just tap lightly. Okay, and tap lightly. Know right now how I'm feeling about this. I think it's too much, but I'm just gonna brush. Keep going. Yeah. All right, so once I'm done with that, I also go in with my Juvia's Place Nubia Loose Highlighter. And use a highlighting brush. I'm using the Real Techniques fan brush. And when I use the highlighter, I usually just use what's in the cap because this stuff is very pigmented, y'all. Like, look at that. No. Oh, shit, I'm making a mess. Okay, that's enough of that. Anyways, I'm going to use the cap. Just tap lightly. And then what I usually do is I apply that on top of my blush because I think that it gives it that perfect touch. Okay, y'all see that? Okay. And you just slightly brush so it blends out the way you want it to. Okay. Yes. I usually do my Cupid's bow. I think that's what this is called. Okay, and then the way that I highlight my nose is I'll just take a little bit off the cap and I just draw a circle. Then I take that same highlighter and okay, just like that. And then I'll put some on my hand a little and just tap, 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 tap. So you tap. And because the highlighter is so pigmented, you don't need a whole lot. So for me, I just use a little bit and go over the areas that I want. Okay, so I'm pretty much almost done. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go in and with the Maybelline Eye Studio, and I'm going to apply some eyeliner gel to the bottom of my waterline. Is that what they call it? I told y'all I'm new to this, so I might not be using the exact words. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some of this Eye Studio to my waterline, and then I'm going to put my lashes on. I don't know. The brush that I usually use, I don't know where it's at. If your eyes get watery, just, you know, use a fan or something. And I did that one compared to this one. Some people use a black eyeliner. I choose not to. I like the way this looks. So you can use either or, whatever works for you. Okay, so I've already applied the Eye Studio to my lower waterline. I'm going to get my what the heck is this called? Oh my God, I'm really having a brain fart right now. Mascara. I'm going to be using the Palladio Lash Obsessed Amped Up Volume and Length Mascara for my bottom lashes and top lashes before I apply my false lashes. And what you want to do is you'll want to just go in lightly. So it should look something like this. Get some more to the other one. Okay, so what I usually do after that is I'll put on my lashes, but I'm gonna do that off camera because it takes me a second. Okay, so after that I go back in. I'm going to go ahead and use this Epic Ink Liner from NYX. I'm gonna put me 2 moles on my face. I usually put one right here. And then one up here. Just like that to set that look. After that, I'm going to go ahead and set my face with the Maybelline Lasting Fix. Uh-oh, I think I messed it up. Is that enough? It just messed up on me, y'all. It's probably because I shook it up. Okay, well, you let that sit for a moment and just fan. And so far, it's looking perfect, guys. Tell me what you think. I will be back with my lashes.